This is the first lesson for classifying triangles. This unit does pretty much everything triangles. We're going to work with all different kinds of triangles to find the angles and the sides, and then we're going to do something called proof, which is where you actually have to prove that something's true. But we're going to start out pretty simple. This should be review. Okay, we're going to classify triangles by the angles and then by their sides. And I'm going to give you a few of those to do. Okay, first of all, if I have three acute angles, then that is an acute triangle. Okay, three acute angles is an acute triangle. If I have one obtuse angle, I can only have one obtuse angle in a triangle, otherwise it wouldn't make a triangle. That's an obtuse triangle. If I have one right angle in the triangle, again, I can only have one of those. That is a right triangle. And if I have all the angles congruent, then that is called equiangular. And we already kind of went through that before, but it's a good review over it. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to look at this picture and you're going to classify these 5 triangles based on those terms. Now, when I classify triangles by the sides, there's 3 different categories here. If all the sides are equal, that's an equilateral. Make sure you spell it right. Okay, if I have 2 congruent sides, that is isosceles. And if I have no congruent sides, that is scalene. Notice there's no marking on scalene because they're all different. Okay, you're going to do these 3, which are all classifying these triangles in this picture by their sides. Now these, though, you have to write 2 names. You have to classify them by their angle and their sides. For example, since this has a right angle, that is a right. And since it has 2 sides equal, it's a right isosceles triangle. So this is how you can write your answer. Just put triangle afterward. That's what you're going to do on those. So you guys are going to go through and do these problems. For now, do not do these 3. Don't do 21, 22, and 23 because we're going to go through distance formula at a different time. Okay. Then you're going to work on some of these. I'm going to go through just a couple of them, but actually they're not too bad. Okay, first of all, this is an equilateral triangle. That means all 3 sides are equal. So if I want to find x, I can set any side equal to any other side. I'm going to set 12x minus 22 equal to 10x minus 6. Now that's not the only thing I could do. I could set 10x minus 6 equal to 7x plus 18. It doesn't matter. Then I'm going to solve that for x. By 2, x is 8. Now it also says to find out not only x, but find the measure of each side. So now I'm going to plug it back in. What's nice is this is equilateral, so I don't have to plug it in 1 because all 3 sides are going to be the same. So if I plug a 10 in here, or an 8 in here, 10 times 8 is 80, minus 6 is 74. So each side is 74. Now, when I look at isosceles, I know I have 2 sides equal, and it even says which 2 are equal. These 2 are. So that's how I write my equation. And I set those equal to each other, and then I solve for x, but then it does say find the measure of each side also, so I'd have to plug that back in to find that. Okay, you guys are going to keep doing that, but on the next page, they don't give you a picture. So just like I've talked before, if you're given a picture, you need to sketch one. So number 9 says ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB congruent to BC. So I got to make sure I get that set up right. And it gives me AB is 3x plus 41. BC is 8x minus 54. And AC is 12x minus 103. I want to find the x value and the measure of each side. So since I drew it, I know that these 2 are going to be equal. So I'd go 3x plus 41 equals 8x minus 54. Solve that for x and plug it back in.